everyone, this is Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you're here. I am going to share with you a planner video all about my passion planner. I shared some reels on Instagram and I definitely shared some daily journal videos on here, but I don't think I've ever shared my passion planner. Years ago, I shared planner videos, but I stopped doing those. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like my channel is just scrapbooking, but I still kind of scrapbook in my planner. So I figured, you know what? I am going to be brave and share it. And of course, I was inspired by Heba. She is always so inspiring, and she's the reason I have a passion planner. And I am so happy that I decided to follow Heba's advice and get a passion planner. I also had a light bulb moment watching her video about how to use the pages in the back. So part of my problem last year for my daily journal, this is my one for this year, but part of my problem was that I did all these really fun pages in the front and then I kind of forgot about them because I was always, flipping to just the week that I was journaling. So when I saw Heba's video, she used the back of those pages to make some trackers. So I figured, you know what, that'd be really fun to move some of these and be able to keep these in some way for 2023 this year and just move them into my passion planner. So I'm going to make some of those pages. So this is going to be probably a longer video because I'm also going to show you what I like to do with my stickers. So I'm going to add in a Netflix. I really liked keeping track of my cycle and some favorite books. And this was a cleaning one. As you can see, I didn't do so great with that one. I really liked keeping track of my workout, but again, it stuck right, in the beginning. It didn't always, I didn't always flip back to it. And then keeping track of YouTube and Instagram. This is another one I really liked, was keeping track of favorite music. I keep a playlist and I've done that for years and years. So I just put the number of songs and how long, and then also some favorites. And then I noticed I don't need the calendar anymore, so I'm just gonna maybe put that on my wall. I'm thinking about getting a wall calendar. And then this currently page, I'm just gonna keep a little section of this in my daily journal. So most of these I can move over into my passion planner. And I tout this journal so that way I know that I will make it to December. So you can see December 25th through the 31st. So I am going to make sure that when I do an opening page, I can put the currently here and then the month here. And the other thing that I want to keep in somehow, some way, is this highlights page. I did the good, the bad, highlights, and then I just went through my photos and my journaling and just kept track of different stats, like a 3-day camp for my daughter, a fish trip for my husband and son, 2 parent meetings, the 9 shows. So I want to be able to incorporate that somehow in this daily journal. And I'll keep track of some of that in my passion planner so that way it helps. And when I do family spreads, I'll have that information. So you can see here the 30th and the 31st, I'm just going to put highlights down here. I can also add in a flip to do that. And since I've mapped this all out, I know that I have some extra pages. So if I do decide to do one whole spread for highlights, I can do that. So that worked out for all of my journaling, and I'm excited to be able to have these tracker pages in my passion planner. I'm very excited about that because I wanted to keep those. They were really fun to make and they were really fun to keep track of. I'll add a tab. I know Heba loves the tabs from Passion Planner and I always forget to get them. So I'm gonna make sure to do that this year. So this is my passion planner from last year and I got it in about March. I'm gonna do a flip through in a little bit. As I am filming this, I am not quite done adding in all the memory little tidbits, but I am going to do that. Where I started and then I just did quick notes to back plan and then just a little bit of stamping. And I didn't really use the calendar pages. I'm gonna do a flip through in just a second, but I wanted to show you what I started to do with my stickers, mainly in the summertime, because I was just running out of time, and I noticed like I'd have a sticker sheet and I'd be like, oh, I want to use that for this day, or I want to use that for this week. I stuck it in my planner. Like, this is a very, very old sunflower kit, and I just took it and just stuck it in here. And I'm like, and it was kind of a nice surprise to like pop this open and be like, oh, I already have stickers here. I don't really have to like add anything. And you know, it was really great to use up my stickers. Here's some very old stickers from the Happy Planner, and so I just stuck those down, and so I really liked that. It was almost like a surprise, you know, once I finally got to that week. I was like, oh wow, I know what I want to use for that week, and I already have all the stickers planned out. So that is what I do when I start, you know, my planners. I just go through all my stickers and I organize by season, and I also have like the essentials, like the words, or like hiking stickers, outside stickers. So I just divide them up like that. And then what you're going to see in this video, I've already kind of started doing it, but what I do is I just add in stickers that I know that I want to use. Like, this has been floating around for years, so I'm just going to use it. I have a vinyl bunny sticker from Pineberry Paper, and it's the Year of the Rabbit, so I'm just going to stick it in there. And then what I'm going to do, and you're going to see in this video, is I'm just going to go ahead and go through and add stickers. Like, this is a rainbow kind of kit that I made, and these wax paper sheets that I really love to use, I got from a planner named Michelle, Quirky Heart. I'll leave her information in the description box. But she had the fantastic idea to use these wax paper to make your own like kits, and so I love doing that. And so I just stuck that in there, and you'll see me go through and add a bazillion stickers with all my different sheets. And it's just a really great way to see like what you have in your stash, use up your stash, and figure out like what can you buy that you actually need. Like, for me, I probably will need a little bit more summer stickers and definitely winter stickers. And I found this in my kids' stuff, so I'm like, well, Shark Week is somewhere in July, so let's just throw that in there. And that is kind of how I approach my planning, and just throwing the stickers in there. And like I said, it'll be a surprise once I get there. And yeah, it's so fun to be able to use up my stickers, see what I have, and just, you know, start the year off mindful of my supplies and using them up. So I hope you guys enjoy. I'm going to go ahead and get the 22 planner and flip through that real quick. I'll put on some music and then you can see it, and then we will go into this using up my stickers and just adding in all the different ones that I have. And then from there, I will know exactly what I need to buy or don't need to buy. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I am so happy that you're here, and thank you for taking a look at my planner video. All right, let's get this started. Okay, let's get started with the fun part of adding in all the stickers. I'll be using some wax paper sheets that I had put together with various stickers that I had in mind that I wanted to use, and also I did a bunch of sheets with colors on them. And January always makes me think of blue, so I'm starting with the blue sheet and just adding some stickers. I'm adding like Rise and Grind. I added a family time sticker because I knew a day that we would be together as a family. I'm also using some stickers down at the bottom because I like to use that as kind of a mind map area. I also have some pink sheets that I want to use up. I have a weekend bubble sticker, like one random weekend sticker. So I'm going to go ahead and use that up. And I'm just looking at the sheet and seeing what else I can add to the bottom. I have a lot of reading stickers that I can add to the bottom since I love to keep track of what I read. And then I have kind of like a mini kit right here with owls and mailboxes and letters. So I'm going to go ahead and use that for Valentine's week, which is also my husband's my husband's anniversary. So it's a good week to use all those cute stickers. Some of these stickers, I don't even remember where I got them, but they're at least over 5 years old. So I'm glad they're finally getting a home and I am finding good uses for them. So I stuck with just the owls on the week of February 13th, and then the following week, I did the mailboxes and the letters, and I'm just like clustering each of them. I usually try to do the same thing I do in scrapbooking, which is a visual triangle, and I don't mind if some of the clustering of stickers covers up a box or a time because it'll all work out. I'll still be able to add lots of different notes and stuff about the week. So it'll all work out. I love those cute little letters. And now I'm moving on to more owls because I found another sheet of these owls and I will use them for St. Patrick's Day. So that'll be really fun. And later on, I might come back in with some washi tape because I like to cover up the black lines kind of at the bottom. You can see them towards the bottom of where the time is. I forget what those say. Oh, they say personal to-do list, work to-do list, and space of infinite possibility. I just feel like that those are a great space to add some washi. So that's what I like to do down there. And in April, I had like a bunch of adulting stickers. So I thought that that would work in April since April always makes me think of purple. So, and I think that we've talked about this before, but I would love to know if like certain months make you think of certain colors. So I would love to know. I had a bunch of different purple stickers that I really wanted to use up. And so I decided to make a mind map like in a circle. So I grabbed a currently stamp. I think I'm going to grab it in just a second. But I wanted to make sure that it kind of fit in the middle and then I can add all of those different stamps that I wanted to add, like a light purple sticker, and then I think I added a radio, just a variety of stickers to kind of prompt myself on what I can write out. Same thing as scrapbooking, using journaling cards as a prompt to get me to talk about my story. Same thing with my stickers, using them as prompts to discuss my week. Here's another fun kit that I made last year and I never got around to using it. It's kind of like a popsicle orange yellow themed kit, and I always think of May for the oranges and the yellows and the reds. So I decided to put it in May, and I don't usually use boxes anymore with my planning, but since I had already made this kit, I figured, you know what? I am going to go ahead and use the box. I don't know what for, because I'm not near May, but I figured I'm just going to stick it there. So I put one on Monday, and maybe I could put like the top 3 things I want to get done in the week. And then I put one over on Friday, which I think is another good day to like write the best of the week or something like that. And I also had some clear stickers that were like paint splatters, and I love those because I can cut those apart and break those up and add those into multiple different spots on the planner spread. I have another sticker that's like an orange list, so I just added that in there. For Father's Day week, I'm going to try something different with pink and gray. I don't know if I show it in the video, but I find some travel stickers that I'm going to pair with this week kind of as a challenge to myself because the travel stickers are super old. But I also had these few stickers left on a sheet, so I wanted to use them up. So pink and gray during Father's Day week. I'm going to make it work. And I've put a few stickers down at the bottom. I am flipping back to the beginning of the year because I wanted to add another globe and a few more like big glittery stickers. I can add more stickers during this week and bigger stickers because it's the start of the new year. And also I do kind of both the old planner and the new planner have this same week in them. So I just kind of write some of the same things. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to this first week in January, and I believe it is the year of the rabbit. So I have this vinyl sticker from Pineberry paper that I want to use, and also a journaling quote that I will use, along with that wax paper sheet full of New Year's stickers. And I found this journaling quote. I mentioned that in the video earlier, and I'm going to use that up, stick it down in the bottom right corner. And I think it's a fantastic little quote for starting the year. It says, start now, start where you are, start with fear, start with pain, start with doubt, start with hands shaking, start with voice trembling, but start and don't stop. Start where you are with what you have, just start. Isn't that perfect? I have no idea where I got it, but like I said, going through my stash, I found it. So I used it, and it's a fantastic way to start the year. You can see that I added in some of the washi down at the bottom, like I was talking about earlier. And I also added in some pink and some gold to kind of tie in with the rabbit. I also like to add in an Instagram and YouTube icon. This is another little trick that I learned from Heba, and I absolutely love it to keep track of like my growth. Not so much my stats. I don't like to think of stats, but I like to keep track of my numbers, and I think that's a great way to do it. So I usually try to stamp like 2 months in advance, and that's what I'm doing here. And then I will go back to adding in some more stickers. So it's just a little camera and then a little YouTube kind of recording symbol, I guess you could say. So those work great. I'm going to go back to the rabbit like spread and add in some more pops of pink. I love these layering stamps to kind of draw your eye to go across the spread, and again using that visual triangle to really draw your eye around the planner spread. So I just have like a little bit of sparkles, an arrow, and it's just turning into a really fun and festive spread for New Year's. I love the pink and the black and a little bit of gold. Not usually a fan of gold, but I really like how it works here. So it looked great. Okay, I have this sticker sheet from Alicia Michelle XO. I believe that's her shop. She's my favorite, and I have 3 stickers left. So I'm going to put 2 here, and then I think another one in June when I do an ocean themed spread. So I put good energy is contagious and just breathe in January. And then in an ocean one, I will put slow down and soak it up. I think that's what it is. And then I had some samplers from Once Upon a Love, I believe. And that's what was in the middle there for the ocean spread. Okay, so this is the rainbow spread. I love doing a rainbow spread in March, and I had all these days of the week, so I will use those as well. And I have a little quote. I don't know where that came from either. I'm telling you guys, going through your stash really helps you realize how much you have, and like I either need to use it or lose it. And so that's why I love doing this kind of prep ahead of time and figuring out where can I use these stickers, and if I can't use them, I need to get rid of them. Pass them on to somebody else who can use them. So I put in the different headers. I put an orange sticker that says get your you know what together, and a purple sticker, and I added the quote, may the luck of the Irish be with you, down at the bottom. And I just flip back to add another purple sticker, and I'm flipping to see what else I've added into this planner. So I hope that's not too confusing for you, but I was just kind of flipping back and forth to see where these stickers can go. This is another Alicia Michelle sticker sheet that I only had a couple left, so I stuck them in May, and it's kind of a tough color scheme for me because it's orange and yellow and a little bit of blue, so it should be interesting to see how I can finish up this spread later on. I took this one long sticker that says keep chasing the sun, and I spread it across both pages. pages. Another theme that I love doing is sunflowers, and I had a sticker sunflower left over from my book journal, and so I decided, you know what, I am going to use that. So I used it down in the bottom right corner, added some washi to the bottom so it's kind of like sitting in the grass. Thought that that was really cute, and then I'll use this pineberry paper sticker sheet to add in a bunch of sunflowers. And another thing I love doing with my planners is taking the stickers and cutting them in half and then putting them in different directions. Like I have a flower facing up, I have a flower facing to the right, and it makes your stickers go such a long way. Also, digging through my journaling stash, I found that I had cut up, I think, a mini book insert or pamphlet from Everyday Explorers. So I went ahead and cut that up for a special mind map for when my birthday is. And so I'm just going to put that in the middle because it says, "This is so me." Then I have some pineberry stickers that are like girls with florals, I believe, but they're super pretty. I love them. So I am going to use a few of those. And then what I cut out also from Everyday Explorers was like these different ING prompts. So I have all of them basically: listening, watching, loving, and I'm excited to use that spread for when my birthday is. Now, this particular sheet I have had longer than 5 years and I've never used it. So I figured, you know what, I'm just going to use it, and then whatever I don't use, I might just throw away because at least I used it. And so my thinking is I'm just going to make a row of stickers across the middle, basically. And that's what I did. Okay, now we've made it to the trackers, and I hope you're excited to see all these trackers. I'm very excited to have them in my planner. So this is going to be the yearly faves. I'm thinking I'll just do a photo and maybe a little bit of journaling. And so I did not plan this ahead of time. I did not use a stencil. I am not good at drawing, so I am just going to wing it and hope for the best. Because these front pages are just blank white. They are not dot grid or anything like that. So I am doing 2 horizontal, 2 vertical, 2 horizontal, and then go to the right and I do 2 vertical and 4 horizontal. So that way I get the whole year. And I just threw in the vertical just to add in a little something. Overall, I don't know if the design is like aesthetically pleasing, but I was able to get in all of the months, and that's what I wanted. So I'm going to use some big numbers from Ali Edwards to stamp out 2023. Then I'll use an Everyday Explorer stamp that says monthly, and I'll stamp that as well. Then for the faves, I'm going to use some alpha stickers. I just stamped "this year was," and that way I can fill it in at the end of the year, whatever I think the year is. I'm probably just going to do like a word, like think of a word, like "this year was awesome." So that's down in the bottom right corner. And I just did the rest of the title, and I'm stamping some big asterisks. I believe that they're from a Stories by the Month stamp set. You can see it right there on the screen. Also going to stamp some in the Sage Distress Oxide and the word hello. So hello 2023 monthly faves. Going to make it super simple on myself and just write out the months. That's easy. Less stamping. Make it easier on myself. And then I'm going to move to the next page, which is book faves. I wanted to add in some of my favorites, and as I'm stamping, I realize, how many books am I trying to do here? So I'm going to get to the second shelf and realize, am I just making a full new bookshelves like my reading journal? So I kind of counted out and realized that with how many that I've stamped, I could do 3 favorite books for every single month. So I'm going to wind up with 36 books, and then I can just add in my favorites as I go. So I'm really excited with how this cute little shelf turned out. I'm using the Studio Calico stamp set, making 3 rows of shelves. Then I'll add in some die cuts and a stamped title. That's going to get a little complicated. I use my Tombow that's gray, and I just filled in the shelves. Then I'm going to pick out those die cuts. And I talked about those die cuts in my reading journal about how I got them from an Etsy shop. You can see here, this is where I counted and added in that last 36th book because I wanted to make sure I had that. I've laid out all my die cuts and now I'm going to adhere them down. I really wanted to use that pen but wasn't sure, and then kind of had a light bulb moment where I could put the book on top, the die cut book on top, and just X-Acto knife the piece that I don't need. And you'll see that in a little bit. I also have a cute little cat that I added to the third shelf, which I really loved. So you can see here, I just cut off the portion that I no longer needed and then added a pin right next to that book. Isn't that cute? Turned out so cute. I also got really smart and used a light pencil line to trace the line so I could be straight with my title. Now, don't ask me what title I was trying to stamp because I did MO. I don't really know what I was trying to stamp. I ripped out a page of white from my passion planner from last year, and the white color is a little different. In the end, it didn't really matter, so I went ahead and just stamped a B, put the B down right next to the O, and then put a die cut to kind of cover up that mistake. So, like I said, I don't know what I was trying to stamp. And then the V I kind of pushed too hard on, and so that's why there was a little bit of a smudge. So I'll just do another V on that piece of paper, and easy peasy, you won't see it. I'll also use the numbers in this stamp set to stamp 2023. And then I will have a cute little bookshelf to keep track of all my favorite books for this year. And it's in my passion planner. Okay, and so the next little spot that I'm going to do is my monthly cycle. I want to be able to keep track of that. And I was trying to think of an easy way to do it. In my journal, I had, the dot grid paper, and that made it easy to like draw a dot grid. I was not going to try to attempt to do this on a blank white piece of paper. No way. So I decided to just do these calendars from Everyday Explorers, and then I will stamp the month and also a title up at the top. I use the same alpha stamp, this time the cursive, and stamp out my cycle. Then I can add in just a little bit of like decorating with these florals. I decided to go with orange, and I just love how pretty those florals are. I got this new stamp set from Allie Edwards when she was doing a subscriber sale, and I love the florals. They're going to be a great addition and so versatile to have in my stash. So I stamped all of those, and then I stamped an outline flower with a light pink center as well. And then finally, I will stamp the months. Using an Everyday Explorer stamp set, I used a really tiny month that has kind of an arrow. So that's what I'm covering up with my piece of paper, and it made it kind of tricky and a little messy. And I messed up on October because I totally squished it. But again, just used the piece of scratch paper and cut it out, glued it on top. Can't even tell. And I also drew some lines too to keep everything straight as well, which is really helping everything be straight because that's what I need. This next page is going to be all about workouts and my different like social media growth, I guess you could say. And I will use alphas from Everyday Explorers just because I did not want to stamp. As I was making these pages, I realized I don't have a lot of alpha stamps. So I probably need to get some more. I also wanted to make workouts really easy to track. So what I did is I did 12 boxes. And since I keep a weekly tracker in my Passion Planner weeks, I'll just add up the number of days I worked out and put that in this box. So if it was like 20 out of 31, then I can put that for January. And over on the right hand side is going to be Instagram and YouTube. I started out with a gray piece of tape, but I'm going to move it. Down at the bottom of my workouts, I thought it would be fun to do lots of like positive affirmation stamping. So that's what I'm doing. I stamped boss mode, doing my best, you're doing amazing, clearing my head, taking care of myself, all kinds of really awesome stamps. And I also am going to cover up a spot that I wound up with like a big kind of, not big, but a spot in the middle that didn't get stamped. So what I'm going to do is I will stamp "Here's to Strong Women." You can see I stamped it, and then I will fussy cut it out and adhere it over the top of where kind of that empty space is. And now it kind of draws your eye more to that stamped section, which is great. So in the end, the little like oops turned out to be great and worked to my advantage. So I stamped, not stamped. I'm writing out all the different months. I had a problem with October. I don't know what I was writing, but I just scribbled it out and wrote over it. So I'm trying to think what I want to put for IG. I don't know if I want to put stats, because stats to me is a weird word, weird way to think of it. So I'm just going to go with growth. And then down below, I will just do YouTube. I'm going to do these little boxes because my big goal this year is 10,000 on Instagram. So past that, I don't know. Sky's the limit, I guess. But 10K is just hard to wrap my mind around. I'm at 9,550, which is hard to wrap my mind around. So I started with that number, and then I did it all the way up to 10.4K. And then I just added some extra boxes in case I want to increase like my goal or anything like that. You know, like I said, sky's the limit. And as far as YouTube, I would love to get to 5,000 this year. So I'm starting out at almost 3,500. So I'm going to do it in increments of 250 and then 200. So I did it kind of a little bit different. But just stamping these simple boxes made it so easy to just stamp, write the number, and then I'll be able to fill it in when I hit that milestone, which is going to be very exciting. Very, very exciting to hit any and all milestones. I just love sharing all the stuff that I make, and it brings me such joy to help you and anyone else be inspired by what I make. Just switched out the washi tape, and now I'm coming back to the TV shows. I wanted to keep track of the shows that my husband and I watch. I don't generally watch TV at night like by myself. I watch it with my husband, and we watch a lot of great shows on Netflix and some other streaming networks, but mostly Netflix. So I stamped 2023 shows, and then I'm showing you the temporary adhesive. So that's all I'm going to use on this page is temporary adhesive to adhere down these die cut TVs from an Ali Edwards story kit from a really long time ago. So I love those TVs. I even made a December daily project recently using these TVs. But I am going to put down enough TV so that way I can do 2 shows. 2 shows per month, and then of course I can use the permanent adhesive to adhere them all down. I think I wind up getting all my TVs that I needed, but maybe not. I don't know. But I'm adhering them down temporarily, and then I can add in a little bit of washi and a little bit of stamping. So I just love this whole idea of keeping track of shows, and I might also be able to add a rating too in between the rows, which would be really fun. So I'm going to add some red washi and of course a little bit of stamping. Like I said, my red ink is like brand new, I guess, and super juicy. So it gets a little smeared, but that's okay. So I stamp a popcorn, a play button, and yeah, just a popcorn and a play button in 3 different little spots. And then I think that's the last page that I'm doing. Oh no, I'm doing music after this. So I wanted to keep track of the playlists that I have and different songs that I find, because I love making playlists every month. It makes me ridiculously happy. Music makes me happy. So I want to keep track of my music. I started out stamping January, and then I was like, you know what, that's going to be kind of complicated. And I don't know. It's like, that's a lot of stamping. Let's just do my alphabet stickers from Everyday Explorers. I have a lot of those because I was on the creative team. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to just get the first 3 letters of each of the months and go all the way across. So I have January through December, and I just pick a color that I think best represents the month. So I am so picky with my months and as far as what color represents. So like July is like a brown, and it was really bugging me because I wanted it to be a red or a blue, but I didn't have any of those colors I really liked. But October wound up being black, which made me very happy. And then December had to be kind of a brown, which was, I don't know, I had a hard time with that. But again, you know, it's all going to work out. Just I gotta stop being picky about my colors, right? So I'm adding in a few stamps from Everyday Explorers, like a record and fave track, a music note, headphones, and then a layering stamp with X's and dots. And that will be it for this page. Just a little bit of some stamping. Oh, and I did add Can't Stop Listening. So I'm going to add that. And then I'll just add a line underneath each of the months to kind of anchor it down to the page, and then I'll just write out a bullet point list once I get to the month. And like I said, I'll write out not only my songs, but I'll write out like how long my playlist wound up being and how many songs, like the total number of songs and my top 5. Hey everybody, so you made it to the end of my passion planner video. I know it was very, very long, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you find a way to use your stash through my ideas. And I hope this inspires you to look at your stickers when you're planning out your year. And I hope you just enjoyed this different type of video. Let me show you what I have to start my year. This really, really helps me. I know I said it in the beginning, but it really helps me to determine like what kind of stickers I'm running low on, use up stickers, and just take some of the guesswork out of planning each week. Because not every week I have time to get all stickery, or is that a word? We're gonna make it a word. Stickery and stampy. So I have a ton of weeks filled in, a few probably in most months except for the fall. And then I have the pages back here, monthly faves. This is 2.5 by 2. I know I said that in the voiceover, but I could put a picture here, a small picture, and then some highlights, whatever I want. These were temporarily adhered so I could put in the shows once I watch the shows. This red ink is super juicy, so that's why I have the paper underneath. And then I did 3 books for every month, so I can do a bookshelf there. And then my cycle, workouts, Instagram growth, and YouTube, and then some music. And I'll just write out the list bullet point style. And then the only one I didn't show you was like my vision board, because I'm kind of thinking that over, and I'll just collage in different stuff or whatever, quotes or something like that. So, wow, like I said, really long video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. I would really love a thumbs up or a subscribe, or even a comment letting me know that you enjoyed this type of video. All right, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.